Russia's President Vladimir Putin has arrived in North Korea.
These are some of the 260 balloons South Korea says had floated in from the north.
A country which has promised to annihilate its southern neighbour.
Tensions are rising between North and South Korea. In June, Kim Jong-un signed a strategic partnership with Russia's Vladimir Putin. Balloons filled with waste are being sent from north to south, and there's uncertainty over what the US presidential election could mean for the area.
But here in Seoul, life continues on as normal. Their nuclear-armed neighbour, just 50 kilometres away, is hardly a concern day to day for locals.
It's an average Friday night in the city centre. Workers are flocking to bars for a drink. Families are heading to dinner.
We live our lives without thinking much about North Korea.
Recently, I had one of those trash balloons land near my house. I could not ignore the fact that tensions were increasing as I actually experienced that.
Because North Korea has always been there and been present, it doesn't really create issues in our everyday life.
This sense of apathy is shared.
Majority of the South Koreans are uninterested in North Korea. They are not even thinking about, reuniting with North Korea.
Professor Kang says this is because tensions between the two countries have been going on for decades, so people have become desensitized to it.
Old generations, including me, are willing to accept reunification someday because our country needs to have some new potential and the new energy.
Sung Yoon Ri is a journalist with the South Korean news organisation YTN. He's visited North Korea multiple times.
North Korea is not a legitimate country. There is no legitimate law. Youngsters don't have willingness to save those assets for their reunification. They don't care about their reunification nowadays.
I'm currently on my way into the DMZ, which is the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea. Now, the DMZ has been here for just over 70 years since the Korean War came to a halt, and it's a symbol of the ongoing struggle between the two countries.
Near the border, Oh Young-suk is busy preparing lunch orders at his restaurant.
There are some incidents, maybe some dangerous incidents, that did occur. I've become very used to this, so I don't feel afraid or concerned. It's not very much different from running a restaurant elsewhere in Korea.
We couldn't film much while we were in the DMZ because of those rising tensions between the North and the South. But what was most surprising was the number of foreign tourists that were visiting the area.
Tourism bosses say it's a popular destination for foreigners.
A lot of tourists, in particular from the United States and European countries, want to visit the DMZ area. About 2,000 to 3,000 people can be allowed to enter and visit there a day. However, it is being said that about 10,000 people are willing to visit the DMZ area per day.
Back at Oh Young-suk's restaurant, he says while tourism does play a part in driving business, people generally come for his speciality.
It's not affected too much by the tourists. It's mostly people who know about how great the tofu is. They come here for the tofu.
Those rising tensions far from their minds. Tobi Loftus, ABC News.